Hey everybody, check it out. What's up? It's Hercules Porsche's professional intro. Yay! Hey, what's up everybody? It's Hercules Porsche here, also known as Guildlock in various places. Thanks so much for sticking with the channel, especially through these weird face reveal slash weird baby RTS live streaming days. I know it's been trying for some of you. You've made your opinions clear. That was not what you signed up for, but everyone who has stuck with, thank you so much. Your feedback does continue to be extremely valuable to me. What we are looking at today is a video with, as you can see, an Archduke's heavy suit. I'm pretty much going to be done using the forge gun in a second, and then we're going to be switching to a really weird Archduke suit with a Freedom HMG and a swarm launcher, which I'm sure you guys remember. The Freedom HMG was the variant that could do a little bit of vehicle damage. It was really the best, really became the best HMG overall. And it's also got a swarm launcher on it, and a bolt pistol, which I will use horribly. So, yes, this footage is going to be a little low on kill count, which made it a little tricky for me to decide whether to release it, what to do with it. I have decided I will. It is Dust 514 1 year ago, and I think even with the low kill count, it still serves as a pretty fun, romp through the past. I am, like I said, I am in an Archduke suit, and there's not a whole lot of footage of that, so I will stick with that. And I can't remember ever using this combo of Archduke's weapons again. So ultimately I decided, in light of the fact that we're coming in on almost a year from when Dust was released, it was still worth a release, and it does give me something to talk over. I'm sure you guys guessed, not a whole lot of Project Nova related news, but Rattati is kind of back on the scene. He is kind of, I don't want to say vague, but I don't. He's sharing a little bit of thoughts about the development, and it is nice to see Rattati back again. Having him lost in the ether was not fun for me, and so now it's just my job is, I guess, trying to decode Rattati talk. So yes, he did pop up on the Discord. That's for anyone who is not in with it, anyone who's not hip. That is kind of like a chat program that is. People have now decided that's cooler than Skype. So that's where we found Rattati in the recent past. I'm just taking this what was posted into the forums as a result of that. Obviously I'm on the Discord, but I don't check it every day, so and yeah, a lot of you guys have probably already seen this, but I'm going over it again anyway. So first, okay, faction means faction flavor, whether Marine, Pirate, Specific Empire Corp, Bravo Company, etc. That he said that in response to, I think faction means Navy and Pirate gear, the same as Eve ships. Okay. In regards to snipers, sniper rifles are meant to be more of a marksman support weapon, or fire and move. No quick scoping, no prone. Think CS, Go, AWP. Like I said, don't ask me to decode Rattati. I'm just reading what's written here. In regard to drop suits, we are always honing our meta slash module slash. Oh, that's nice. There we go. Swarm launcher on a Archduke's paid off, even if it was just an advanced one. Blah, blah. We are always honing our meta module drop suit progression. Current focus is civilian T1, T2 faction, but not copying EVE system. Honing, we are considering the following: drop suit progression from Civ to T3 as an upgrade progress, not as an upgrade progress, not individual drop suits. So Combining PG CPU into a single power unit. Capacitor-like mechanics to replace bandwidth. So hopefully you guys, I'm about halfway through what I've found here. Hopefully you guys weren't completely lost as I went through that. But basically what Rattati's saying is, so he's he's gonna move away from a system in Dust where you would, put together a suit with a certain cost, and that's what you were risking. So he's not gonna like have us building proto suits and risking proto suits. It's gonna be an overall progression system that will be constant. Obviously there were some elements of overall progression in our Dust characters, but it looks like that is gonna be a thing. So I'm a little bit surprised by this based on what was said about Nova before. I kind of thought that things were I don't know, moving more, like I thought we were just going to be minor enhancements from our base starting suits, but so I'm really curious about how he's going to pull us off and still keep game balance. Or if that's even how much of a priority, balancing the experience for new players is going to be. I know obviously I post a lot of videos where I became an OP monster with expensive drop suits and lots of skill points, but obviously I am still very concerned with the new player experience because I know that had a big impact on the longevity of Dust. So I do like progression systems. I understand they're addictive. I understand people like them. I will probably like them, but I hope that everything, of course, is balanced with, the new player experience taken into account. Because, yeah, I think I already explained myself. But that was very interesting about sniper rifles. Obviously, I think sniper rifles are getting a complete rework. The sniping experience toward the end of Dust obviously became not a whole lot of fun. Because they kept kind of soft nerfing snipers. So, I'm curious to see how it plays out. Alright, we're gonna let you watch what happens here, and then we'll move on to a little more Rattati speak.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Yes, be a good boy.
Pushing into the red line. There we go. There's a nice little second kill. I'm guessing he didn't spend too much on that tank. Anyway. So, we got that out of the way. Okay, here we go. More Rattati speak. Risk reward in the form of powerful consumables per battle. Risk reward in the form of contract insurance. Easy missions refund ISK losses fully, and so on. Corporation battles have no insurance. Weapon progression with each weapon with attachments. Some scopes can be used on any weapon. Basically, intent is to draw from Eve as much as possible while fixing things wrong with Dust. One of those was risk aversion and mechanics that punish normal FPS behavior too much in the beginning. And okay, that's everything Rattati said. I'll get in the soft speak in a minute. Before this broadcast is done, I just want to say I'm totally against this consumables idea. My reason being, I saw consumables in Titanfall 1 in the form of burn cards. They were one of my least likable things about the game. I now play Titanfall 2, which removed burn cards. It is a far superior game. I will start a thread about this later. That just had to be said by me. But yeah, actually, based on some of the Project Nova footage I saw before, I was really starting to wonder if how many elements. Obviously we saw, familiar drop suits and weapons and equipment and all that stuff in the Project Nova footage, but I was honestly starting to wonder how much beyond that out of the Dust and Eve elements would come back into it. I don't think I would have minded too much if it had gone in a very different direction to make it more like a classic FPS. But I guess we are still in the EVE universe, so I guess it's really not EVE without ISK. And yeah, I think it's good what he's saying here. I don't think risk aversion is a healthy thing in an FPS. So I'm glad he's thought about that. He's taking steps to address that. I do. It's like I don't know. I think I'd be repeating myself too much. I do like the idea of a progression system, but I just hope the new player experience is good. I see what he's doing here. Combining PG CPU into a single power unit. That's just a little simplification. That's great, and I think honestly, at this point, I'm kind of on board with anything that'll help popularize the next FPS. Like, we just gonna have to accept, you know, this is
you know, not to use the obvious material, but you know, this was the thinking man's shooter.
you had to invest a whole lot of thought in Dust to figure out how to put a suit together, how to plan out your progression, all kinds of things. Obviously, I still want to exist in a universe, in the, you know, EVE universe, being a mercenary, going into space, coming up with good tactics to take bases, and, you know, having different types of drop suits. I still want it to be a smart game, but it looks like there are some steps being taken here to hopefully, you know, keep it so it's not overloading new players. And yeah, I really think that this, I've already said it 3 times, but I really think making a comfortable new player experience is going to be a huge factor in the success of the next EVE FPS. So
That's interesting.
I really hope that, I really think we should encourage these kind of thoughts, honestly. I think we should, but then again, it's like I said, he is speaking in code. Even for me as a as a veteran of this game and, you know, the nerd world, I felt like I had to do a little bit of decoding here. Obviously, you know, most of you guys probably, you know, that for you're all FPS, you know, veterans, and that kind of terminology is very like, well, obviously, you know, or you know, but I mean, T2, you know, T1, T2, you know, this isn't something a kind of layman could hear and just be like, oh yeah, I know what that is. So I don't want to say, I don't know, I kind of maybe think we should encourage, I mean, at this stage, the only people who are looking into this stuff are people like us, are people who are FPS veterans who are familiar with the EVE universe. But I hope when, you know, this product starts moving into, you know, okay, now we got to talk to the public now that, you know, what we start telling about people about this product is just like a little bit more decoded, you know. It's just like, oh yeah, I could get into that. I understand, you know, I don't know the lingo, but I definitely could see myself, you know, getting into space, fighting over bases, putting on, you know, Space Marine suit, you know, having the different roles like the healer and the, you know, the scout and the heavy and the so that is a thought. Anyway, I know I'm just kind of like anyway. But yeah, that's everything I think about that. Now that I've covered that, covered the obvious, I just want to hear more from you guys about what I should be doing with the channel here. Obviously, like I did say, I have been doing quite a bit of live streaming. I have only a little bit of Dust footage left. I'll be releasing. We're looking at just, you know, just over 2 weeks until, you know, Dust 514 has been out of commission for a year, and there will be a couple more releases of Dust 514 1 year ago footage. And then after that, it's just going to be like carefully rationed dust footage for when I want to talk about things I've heard about Nova. But so guys, help me come up with some ideas to for my non-dust footage. I know it's what dust and it's what most of you guys are here for. But you know, it's Project Nova is 1.5 years off. I don't want the channel to be like dead or even semi-dead for 1.45 years. Or obviously, I don't even want it to be dead um, until Battlefront comes out. Obviously, I'll be doing a bunch of Battlefront videos in between because Battlefront was my other main game on the channel. But yeah, I want to hear about what you guys, you know, have an interest in my live streaming. Do you guys want? How much do you guys want to hear about my personal life? It would involve a lot of complaining, which I don't know if that would annoy you guys, but maybe you. Actually, you guys were so great the other day when I came. You know, a lot of you guys came on, empathized with some of my real life problems that I was sharing the other day. So big thank you for everyone who hopped on there.
When I was having a bit of a rougher day.
What else is there to cover? But yeah, I have some ideas for live streams I want to do. I have a weird work schedule now. I'm working 3 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is strange. So, trying to figure out where live streaming fits in that schedule. Not sure how long I'll be working my current job, but you know, it's even I'm always thinking, even when I'm in the midst of all kinds of life changes, I'm always continuing to think of what kind of stuff I want to bring you guys. Obviously, I have dialed back the Battle Islands Commanders release amount a little bit. I have an idea. Obviously, I'm gonna do a live stream for some Tales games. Tales of the Borderlands is now free on PS4 for people who have PS Plus. So a million people probably have done that video, but I might try my hand at that again anyway. With a live stream. I have Tales of Berseria, which probably none of you even are familiar with that series, but there's a small section of that I can live stream. Dark Souls number 2, I'm sure you guys have to be familiar with Dark Souls. I've had that one for a little while, been meaning to get around to live stream that. So probably most of my live streaming, I'm guessing I'll probably dial it back to a live stream every Saturday and Sunday, but I might have special live streams in the morning if you know that makes some kind of sense. And your feedback continues to be extremely important, and we have a very graceful little war barge thing there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have obviously it was a low kill count video, so deciding what to do with it was tricky. I actually originally wasn't planning to talk over this video at all, and then I completely switched to talking over the entire video because it's like,
No, this is so low kill count. These guys are not gonna sit through this low kill count without me being my normal annoying self. No way.
so. Alright, so that is a nice long victory screen here, slow rotation. Yeah, that's... I'm learning, by the way, I learned a little bit more about the world of EVE recently. Obviously, I've never been as big an EVE player as most of the people on here, but I had this really good discussion the other day with this gentleman in real life about things he got up to in EVE, how he was not a good pilot, but he made a whole business catching spies or something in EVE, which I thought was really cool. So,
As usual, all your feedback is welcome. And until next time, everybody, I shall see you starside.